Hello, everyone. In this session, we are going to switch gears and look at creating the user interface of the application. So the completed branch is 7 underscore UI. So if you want to have the completed branch, go ahead and check out the branch 7 underscore UI. There are a couple of main steps. We are going to use a template wizard to create the user interface itself, and we are going to use the list report object page template for creating this application. Now, SAP UI5 application is based on the single page application approach. With a single page application, when the browsers ask for the application for the first time, all the JavaScript, CSS files, the HTML files, they are sent down to the browser. So it's almost like a desktop application that is installed on your browser, and whenever the user interacts with the application, the server backend server only sends the data. So because of this, it reduces the server load and only the data is sent over the network. So for example, this is going to be our user interface. It's going to be looking something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do an empty cache and hard reload. So this is the first time the application is asking for the first time the browser is asking for the application. You can see that all the files are being sent to the browser, and thereafter, let me go ahead and clear the network tab, so nothing is now here. Now, when the user interacts with this application, when I click go, all that the backend server is doing is it's just sending the data to the backend to this browser. Now the browser already has all this logic and everything on how to display this data to the user. So this is almost like an installed desktop application on the browser. The browser knows how to show the data and everything. So the backend server is simply sending the data. And of course, if you do go to the object page and other pages like that, if these resources are not available on the browser, then the server will send it for the first time, and thereafter it's only going to send you the data. So this reduces the server load, and this is like a modern way of building applications, but not all applications have to be built this way. For example, like if you have Amazon.com, which is such a huge application, a web application, you don't want to be sending all the resources to the browser. So there you can have parts of the Amazon application that can work as single page applications. Yeah, so depending on the requirements, right? But all of the SAP UI5 applications, they're built using this single page approach. Okay, so how do we go about creating the user interface? So in my case, I'm already on the completed branch of 6. So right now we are going to be starting on the UI application front. So you can see in the storyboard, so if you're on the Project Explorer here, you can open up the storyboard. We don't have any UI applications right here, so you can click on Create UI Application. You can click on the plus button right here. This opens up the template wizard. So here you can give any name you want. So here you can say My Sales Order or whatever you want to give, right? And then you can give the description here as well. And then for the data source, what you want to do is you want to select the sales service right here. This is the OData service that we created with our CAP application. Say next, and here we are going to use the template-based responsive template. So here you say next again, and then we want to list report object page template. So we are going to choose the list report object page. So it's been made much simpler for you. All you have to do is, so the starting page, I want to have customers. So if you look in this application right here, my starting list report page, this is going to be customers. So I'm going to select customers right here. And then on my navigation, I'm going to have orders. So when I go to the next page, I want to have orders. And then I can say finish. So everything is taken care of automatically. So you can see that it is installing the dependencies, and it's going to go ahead, and all the files have been generated. So if you click on here, you will see all the files that are listed here. So the app folder, now you have these artifacts right here. Now, in addition to this, what you can do is there is also a page map that shows you how the navigation happens. So here you can see you start with a list report page, then there is an object page which also shows customers, and then there is an object page that shows the orders. But I don't want like 3 pages like this. I really want something like this. If I have the customers here, I click on this, it goes to the next page, and here you can see there are 2 sections. You can see the customer details, and then there is the sales orders. There are 2 sections. So I want to show the sales orders right in the second page itself. I don't want to have to navigate to another page to see the sales orders. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and delete this object page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this logic here to show up inside of here. So let me go ahead and delete this. So now I only have two pages, but both of them are only showing customers. But I do want to show the orders in this second page itself. So for this, I'm going to go into the edit mode of this object page. And you can do all this in a very graphical way, so it makes life so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and close it so you can see the entire page. So I mentioned that there are two sections right here, customer details and sales orders. The general section, this is the customer. So you can see that the template has created a section here with the name general information. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this customer information or customer details, just like what I have right here. So customer details. So this section is already there. So you can see that there are all these fields that are going to show up. But now I want to create another section right here. So I'm going to click on this plus button right here to create another section. And the second section, I want it to be in the form of a table, because this is going to show all the orders that are pertaining to this customer. So click on the add table section. The label here I want to give is sales orders. So you can give any label you want. So I'm going to give sales orders. And the value source itself from the OData service, it's the selecting orders, say add. And this is going to go ahead and create this other section for me, this second section with the sales orders. So now that the second section is created, I can also add what fields I want to show here. So here I can see I have the customer ID, the sales order date, status, and total amount. So the customer, all the fields are here. So if you want to change any of these fields, you can remove some of the fields if you want. You can change the label of all these fields and so on. So everything you can pretty much do in a very graphical oriented way. So you don't have to be writing code on how for all the XML files and so on. So this is a lot more easier. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the terminal, and I'm going to actually move to the, I'm going to git reset -- hard, and I'm simply going to go ahead and move myself to the next branch, which is the 7_UI. Oops, and app service.cds. I'll go ahead and delete that file for now. And let me go ahead and switch to the 7. And you can see that when I do run this application, I will have the similar setup that I showed you right now. So I'll start with the customers page. So if I go ahead and open this app, I will see the, so let me go ahead and open up this app. And you will see that I have the customers page showing up. So if I hit go, I have the customers page, and then if I click on this, this is going to show these customer details and the sales orders. So pretty much everything we were able to do in a graphical way. But if I go to the next branch, so let me go ahead to the next branch as well, git checkout 8_. I also have an after handler. So this is on the CAP side. So what I'm going to do is here you see these sales orders and everything. I'm going to change a little bit on how this formatting is displayed right here. So if I look in my SRV folder, I've added a little bit of code here in my JS file. So what I'm basically doing is in my after handler, so where is my after handler? Yes, so if the status equals C, then instead of just showing C, I'm going to show it as completed with a criticality of 3. And then otherwise, I say it is overdue with a criticality of 1. So this is my after handler that I've added right here. So now what I can do is if I go ahead and refresh this, oops, let me go ahead and run this as well. So if I run this, so these values are now going to be formatted a little bit better. So instead of just showing C, it'll either say completed or overdue. So if I click on this again, you will see that the value says completed, and you can also have some semantic coloring as well. So that's the part about the user interface that I wanted to show you. You can do pretty much everything from the page editor and also from the show page map. And also the template wizard creates the UI application for you as well. Okay, thank you.